Hi guys, Dave Plummer, the straight talking guy. Now look, I want to talk about debt. I'm not about the world debt. I'm not about UK debt. I'm just on about debt. Sorry, in general. Now look, I can actually show you medals on debt because I've had that much debt. I could write America's debt off because I've borrowed that much money sometimes, and had some good fun with it, built businesses with it, enjoyed the money. But how do we all physically get into this position where we actually owe more than we can afford? That's a very difficult subject. It sometimes causes people, in fact, it's caused some people to actually commit suicide over debt. It's something I've never ever got that close to, and I don't want to trivialize it because, the final solution being debt is, and causing your own death through being in debt is a desperate situation, and one, fortunately, I have never been close to, and hopefully never will be. Now, look, as you know, I call myself the straight talking guy because that's what I do. I talk straight. I am from the northeast of England. I enjoy it up here in the northeast. Great place to be. Now, look, there's a lot of debt and depravity up here in the northeast, as there is in most countries around the world. And in fact, in most cases, we're in debt in the UK, but not in the debt and poverty that a lot of the rest of the world suffer from. And I fully sympathise with those countries and possibly the people behind them, the governments and however the ministers, making it really good for themselves, but not actually making it any better for the people. The poor stay poorer and the rich get richer. That certainly works more, shall we say, in the Asian, South American countries that I've investigated and done research on. But look, as I say, debt is a horrible place to be. I've got certificates in it. I can prove to you that I've had the debt. I can prove to you I've got rid of the debt. I've been in and out of debt for many, many years in my life. Fortunately, I'm not controlled by debt any longer. Albeit, yes, I have a little bit of debt. I've got some credit cards, I've got a car loan. I'll be perfectly honest with you, but I don't class them as debt because I'm a believer that debt is only a debt when you can't get out of it. Yeah, let me explain. What do I mean by that? Now, if I bought this mobile phone here for £100, yeah, and I owed £100 on that phone, but I could only get £50 for it. Now that's a debt because you still owe £50. Very similar to a car. If you purchase a car for £10,000 and then in a couple of years' time you've still got a £10,000 loan on it, but you go to sell the car to a garage for 6 or 7,000, well, that's a debt. I see debt very differently, as I've suffered badly with debt in my prior life. But in truth, debt doesn't worry me any longer. So let's just get on to a little bit more information of where and how do we find ourselves in this position of debt. Well, look, it's quite a simple factor, really, that we go from day to day, and I think the UK is possibly one of the biggest debt-ridden societies. For instance, a perfect for instance. I have just took my beautiful granddaughter out with me to Teesside Airport, or Durham Tees Valley Airport, which is in County Durham, which is in the northeast of England. Now, she loved all the aeroplanes and the bits and pieces. She was really blown away when I took her to see the Great North Air Ambulance. Now, putting that to one side, we were talking about debt, but I can't help talking about or not talk about my beautiful little granddaughter because she's an absolute little superstar. Now, that aside, on my way back from the airport, I happened to call into the local shop as I wanted to put some lottery tickets on. In the UK, the Tuesday night lottery is £2.50. which I guess is about $2 if you're in America. And, you know, so I stopped with my daughter and I put £5 English, 2 goes on the National Euro Millions lottery. And I gave my granddaughter the £5. She was over the moon because she thought she was paying for the tickets, and the lovely lady behind the counter handed her the ticket, and she was smiling all the way at the bank. And let's hope I do later on if my numbers come in. But anyway, that's a different matter. There was a little lady who, in truth, looked in her mid-70s, who won £42 on a pile of lottery tickets, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, she's done okay. I suppose £42 better than not winning anything. Sounds good. So, but then she'd said to the girl behind the counter, I can have 2 number 2s, 2 number 3s, 2 number 5, number 7s, couple of number 10s, and put me £20 on the lottery. Yeah? And I'm thinking, hang on. This is the typical example of how we try to chase money. You know, I might be sort of doing myself a disservice here, because having said that, I've just put £5 on the lottery myself and thought to become a millionaire, which probably won't happen. But at the end of the day, we have to have a try. You know, it's part of society, and you know, I enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy getting up in the morning and looking at the ticket to find out I haven't won. But at the end of the day, this is what I did. And, you know, it just seems that this lady didn't look to have an awful lot of money, but yet she was willing to risk quite a sum of money by putting it on the lottery, when the chances of actually winning on the lottery probably there's near enough zero. You know, I don't know how many even millions there is puts the Euro Millions lottery on, but I bet there's 30 or 40 million. And, you know, this little lady's there at the counter giving her cash away and thinking she's probably going to win the lottery when she's living probably in a rented house, living day by day, and probably even struggles from time to time. You know, but look, I can tell you about debt. Like I say, I'm the king of debt. If you need debt advice, speak to me, because I can advise you. You know, I was previously a debt advisor, a financial advisor, you know, and basically, you know, what I've done in my life, I've made some catastrophic changes to the way that I lived. I've got healthier, I've got older, I'm trying to get healthier. I play squash a few times a week, and generally feel fairly well, other than a few little bits and pieces hanging off me here and there, which I can live with. Now, look, I've come up with a business that is a fabulous company. You know, we are really, really moving mountains here. And I just really want to have a chance to chat, you know, bring you into the family, shall we say. There's a great community behind this business. You know, the people are ethical, the business is ethical, the product is ethical. You know, and at the end of the day, if you're in the debt trap, come to Mr. Plumber. Come to the straight talking guy, because I'll be straight with you, and I won't be your financial advisor. Sorry, bit of a tongue twister, that one. You know, I can't advise you on any financial matters, but what I will do is show you what I've done. Yeah, now, I'm just going to have a parting shot here and just say, look, this is a sentence that I actually heard on the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, which is the national news channel here in the UK. And it said, it takes more than one mind to change the world. Well, look, I want to use our 2 minds to change the world. If you need your field change, or you want to field change, yeah, get in touch with the straight talking guy. Yeah, that's it for now. I don't want to wear you out. Have a good listen. Listen to my previous videos and my oncoming videos. And that's it for now. Thanks from the Straight Talking Guy. We'll speak soon.